Okay, well, my cursor is on the screen there, so I guess I really am live. So, yeah. Welcome back. I was actually going to do this yesterday, but I ended up having to just watch a tutorial on how to fix an error message that was showing up whenever I tried to open OBS. And yeah, I finally got that sorted out yesterday evening. Don't like that it's still the regular Windows cursor after this long. I was hoping it would turn into the game cursor. Speaking of game cursors, what am I going to do if there's another one of those weird mashing games? Or, well, no, I guess it wasn't really a mashing game, it was a hold game. It was still tough. I need a real mouse for this game. We going to open at all, please? Thought I'd sorted out all the technical difficulties. It's always scuffed. It's freaking always scuffed. Finally. Here we go. And oh, well, that was a good sound. I mean, not a good sound, but the fact that it made that sound was a good sign. That should be the logo, but I'm still not seeing the logo. Why do I feel like the game is about to crash on me? No, we're good, we're good. For those of you viewing this on YouTube, there should be a natural break in the action because I'm actually starting this gaming session very early. Like it's morning right now, so I'm probably going to stop stream entirely for lunch and then start up again later. But even that should be a good couple hours in the first. Yes, I remember now. In this route, Renji dies early as well, whereas in the other one, he seemed like he was going to be the main villain. definitely surprising. I need to find a good position. I'm still streaming from a laptop and currently laying on a bed. But laying on your stomach looking up, it's not great for your back. Why are the load times so long on this game? Oh, right, because I'm streaming from a laptop that is basically a decade old, right? Did when did I go back to school? No, I went back to school for my master's in 2015, and I'm pretty sure I got the new laptop then. So, and 2024 just started, so this laptop I've had for a bit over 8 years. Okay, yes, we were about to move on to the next location. But I forget exactly what we needed to do next. We'll go to Golden Yokocho first. Boy.
Is this it?
Yeah.
You know about this place?
Yeah. This is where I met Renshu for the first time.
Interesting. Didn't think this was your kind of spot.
This place is special. You can find all sorts of shady characters here. It's the best place for gathering information about a case. So that's why.
That is only a partial truth.
Shut up.
Huh?
Let's head inside.
Where is everyone?
It's been like this for a while. Not many people come here anymore. Mama should be here soon, though.
Okay.
In other news, at 6:10 p.m. yesterday, on the outer circle of the capital city highway in Minato District, Tokyo. A traffic collision occurred involving 5 cars and at least 1 truck. MPD has arrested the driver of the truck suspected to be the cause of the accident for negligence. The investigation is ongoing.
That you got into?
Man, I could use a...
No, you're driving.
Can't you just drive?
Indeed I can, but I refuse.
Why?
Nothing good comes of you being drunk. I don't want to get drunk. Allow me to ruin your stupid joke before...
It's not stupid. Hey, Mizuki, you mind cleaning some of your
Not gonna happen. Did what?
Sat at a table together. We haven't eaten dinner together in a while. After I finish working on this case,
Why? Because of... I don't need that.
Date, this is where you need to take a... Data suggests that children who eat alone are prone... The meals you prepare do have... However, you need to make sure that Mizuki is...
I told you I don't want to.
why not?
Because...
Really now. People have always told me that I have good technique. Some even say it's beautiful.
It's disgusting. Too clean. Besides, there's no point in eating together.
Why is that?
Because you don't talk when you're eating. I don't like sitting in silence.
Well, we don't have to be quiet.
It's fine, I don't like hearing you talk either.
I believe she has entered her teenage rebellion phase a year early.
This is gonna be rough.
Well, I mean, it does happen that way. Girls tend to hit puberty before boys do.
No. And what do you mean by that?
Nothing. Just let me know when you're
I don't know
tired.
if I ever really
You can go home
got
anytime you
ways
want.
as a teenager.
You aren't really worried about
I
me,
did
you just
get
think I'm
angsty,
annoying, right?
though. I mean, I did
Don't beat around the
listen
bush,
to,
just say it. But you know what?
you know,
It wouldn't matter
Simple
anyway because I'm not
Plan,
going
Linkin
home.
Park, all of those.
Hey, Date. What did you and Daddy used to talk about when you were here?
I don't remember a lot of it. I was usually drinking pretty hard.
Don't worry, I have everything. In fact, the conversation about you taking care of Mizuki took place here, at Marble.
Really?
The topic was brought up several times 4 years ago, after drinking enough liquid courage. Renju asked you to take care of Mizuki. At the time, Renju was recently divorced, buried in work at Lemniscate, and mentally unstable. It was a display of excellent judgment. It was a good thing that he managed to swallow his pride.
Yeah, he is
Think so?
definitely unstable.
Sometimes, I don't think it was the right move.
You should have more confidence. I guarantee you that it was the best decision.
Let's hope so.
It's okay.
Is it?
Yup.
Do you have a...
Yeah, but I don't really like my elementary school friends. They're too immature. I have more fun with Iris and Ota.
I don't know if they're too immature. You're just very mature for your age.
You think so? The kids at school are so stupid. They gossip about who had their first kiss for days. I don't see why that's anyone's business.
These grade schoolers move fast.
Nah, not really. It's pretty normal nowadays.
You haven't kissed anyone yet, have you?
No, I'm not interested in that.
Oh, thank God.
Date,
Yeah,
honey.
I guess in
Long time no
Japanese they have
see.
6 years
Hey, Mama,
of
how've you been?
elementary school,
Oh,
right?
tired and
she'd
sore,
probably be
but not
a
in a
year
fun way.
6.
Watch the
Oh,
Renju's daughter.
Hi, nice to meet you.
it must have been hard. I saw on the news.
It's okay.
Oh, it must have been so stupid. What was he thinking, leaving his little girl? Oh,
Hey, Mama.
oh. Go ahead. I'll help anyway.
Have you heard any rumors about anything about grudges?
Is it okay to talk in front of...
Yes, I want to.
Trust me.
If you say... Apparently, Ren had some connections with the Kumakura gang.
Yep. Then again.
A gang?
Yeah, real...
So Daddy was involved.
Mizuki, that company Shoko was running. Were they?
I don't know.
Oh yeah. They were. That's right. Mostly came
Not
up
bad.
in Shoko's.
Hey, that's good. I want you to keep this place open. It makes me feel sad and old.
Well, then you should visit more often. I could hook you up.
Oh,
In more ways than one.
I know what.
Just the
I
one way
know
is fine.
what
Thanks.
I haven't seen him for a while. I thought I was going to shrivel up and die.
Shrivel up.
That's right. Care to give me a push?
I'll pass.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I would hope not. You're in elementary school.
well, Daddy invited me along sometimes, but I was too shy to go.
Good call.
I was planning on going one day when I was old enough to drink. I wanted to go to a bar with Daddy. I heard that shady characters hang. So who are you and how do you?
No one special. I'm just a facilitator.
A facilitator?
People who come in here tend to have very specific interests.
Oh, okay.
Mama's like,
That's right. And I will just promise to get the bastards who did this to...
I promise.
Not real.
Oh, don't worry. I'm only aggressive when it comes...
That's a pretty wide.
Gotta widen my net for a catch.
I think I'll ignore that.
I think I'll ignore it as well.
Something else came up.
Well, there was... I'm sure you remember that.
Watch incident?
You don't remember. Your drunk ass spilled your... Ren was furious. He blew up on... That was the only time... That's why I remember it so well.
Was it this watch?
Yeah. Why do you have... Was it at the... Ren was given that watch. It was an anniversary gift.
Lover?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it.
But of course, it wasn't an affair. This was all after he was divorced.
Daddy had a new lover.
You remember where...
Yeah, outside, right?
This is a small establishment that does not.
Wait, you're leaving?
Oh,
No, it's...
Mama, keep an eye.
sure thing.
What's the idea? Obviously, he just wanted to leave the two of them alone together for a while, but for what purpose?
Iba, get boss on.
Got it.
Oh, okay, he wanted to get away from to make a phone call.
What's up?
Mizuki is at a bar called Marble down in Golden Yokocho. Send someone over to pick her up.
Oh,
She's
he's
not
gonna
at the hospital?
Yeah, she snuck out. I took her along while I was doing some work, but I can't take her any further.
Understood. I'll send
Weird.
someone.
We could have done those
Counting on you,
three
boss.
in any order.
Are you going to leave Mizuki?
Yes. I can't take her into a Yakuza.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, so we go directly to there. That's weird. We could have done those three in any order, unless any of the three would have given us a hint to the Kumakuras, but I don't see how that would be the case.
Who's this asshole?
You made a big mistake coming here. Go home.
All right. Bye then.
Hey, Date!
What? Ugh, I hate dealing with these chumps.
Didn't you hear me?
Do you want to die, old man?
You bastard!
Sorry for the late introduction. I'm with the MPD.
A cop, huh? So, you want to explain?
I think we should exchange names before...
Name's MoMA.
All right, MoMA. What do you know about the new Cyclops serial killings? Shoko Nadami and Renju Okiura had their left eye pulled out and were murdered.
Saw it on the news, but we had nothing to do, even if we did. I told you. You deaf or something? Chairman is right in front of you.
What?
I run the Kumak.
That can't be right. The chairman of the Kumakuras... You aren't the chairman.
Yo, asshole!
Date, wait. I did some research into... He leapt to his death from the roof of a...
Suicide?
But MoMA did not take over. MoMA took over
6 years.
Don't know I know her face and her...
Shoko is part of an... and I have it on good authority.
Wouldn't know nothing.
Date, a minute.
What is it?
Do you see the sofa in the reception area? There is an ashtray on top of the...
What about it?
It is thermal imaging reveals that they are...
The sofa and ash? Hey, Iva. Can you turn off the thermal...
Sure.
I see. This
Why is that relevant?
small details will come in use. Part of the cushion is still red.
Just as I thought.
So we're not going to have to...
talking about? Although you are an...
Don't lie now. Someone was sitting on the sofa and smoking.
How do you know?
I just do.
Oh, right. I remember.
Are you talking about these guys right here? Not possible. When I came in...
You made a big mistake coming here. Go home.
Who's this asshole?
Neither of them was on the sofa, and neither of them was smoking.
They left.
Who left?
Right before you came.
I don't think so. I didn't pass by it, and I happen to know this office only has... Which means... They're still in this office. Let me check the back.
Why you want to do
Just wanted to say hello.
I'm telling you, you're...
Oh, then you won't...
Just get out.
There must be someone somewhere behind that.
Just as I thought.
So he is
This must be whoever was.
My evolver can I should shoot it.
Wait! Is he not getting.
What?
Never mind. The person behind. I cannot approve the use of Evolver in this.
Damn it.
Oh, I hate how it chugs on these cutscenes, but obviously there's going to be a quick time event.
Date! A porno mag at your feet!
What?
Always the porno mags.
Hey! Did you just shoot at me?
Hey, whoa, wait a minute.
Date! Load Evolver with aim for the dragon's gold ball.
The what? Oh, that. Why?
Just do it!
Iba.
Everything happened as I s-
So...
You idiot. However, I know that your reaction time is up to 3 points. I simply took advantage of that.
What the hell?
Ay. Oh, there's an achievement for getting everything right. That last one sure seemed like it had a lot of time. It wasn't even showing a timer on screen.
You're a grown man. Aren't you too old to be playing with toys?
Shit!
Hey, coward. I see you. Show your face. I know you. That's...
Sejima, so, Congressman.
What is this guy doing here?
I've had a relationship with the Kumakuras since back when Rohan was running things. I had business nearby, so I stopped here for whatever conspiracy theory you're imagining in your head, you can forget it. This is strictly business.
Strictly business? A congressman meeting with Yakuza? How are you gonna spin that?
It's true. I imagine my public image will be dragged. But we haven't done anything. If you want to accuse me of such wrong, I just happen to think such gossip... The president of Lemniscate... We aren't friends.
What work were you doing to meet up with the head of an entertainment company?
It was just some party hosted by some company or other. It's not unusual. Events with those uptight stuffed shirts can be rather dull. So they have some young women from an entertainment office attend. Anyway, we only saw each other a few times. I went to work.
So, you have no help?
No, I always have my bot. If you want to, you can ask.
Bodyguard testimony can be... There is a possibility that they...
I agree. Can't...
I lied earlier.
I thought so. You and the Kumakuras were apart.
Yep. Whenever any wise-ass invest...
Exactly as I said, Shoko was affiliated with...
I've been looking after... It was the usual stuff. I had him help me with a lot of... But now, it's kind of... We're getting work from... Well, now that he's dead, though.
What work did he...
If talent at his office was causing trouble or something...
You ever get into any disputes with Renju doing...
No way. He paid... I've never even gotten into an argument. Us Kumakuras? The Ujisaki family runs a yearly golf tournament. Mandatory attendance. We were all at the tournament those days. We only got back this morning. You can ask the hotel.
Date, I did some The hotel's record of guests does list the Kumakura member. They were also seen on several surveys. It is not possible that any of the Kumakuras could have killed including...
I heard that the former head of the...
Yeah. What?
Nothing at all. I just want to talk about...
Rohan was my older brother. He was my big brother in this organization, and my blood brother. 6 years ago, he got sick in the head. And naturally, because I'm his brother and next in line, that's all I'm gonna say. You wanna know more? Hi.
The victim, I believe MoMA...
Introduced.
We were just having drinks.
Right. We didn't talk...
They're trying to give me the runaround.
Indeed. Date, I have to... Even if they are involved, we need solid evidence to move...
You're right.
At the moment, Ota present... Should we go to Lemniscate?
Yeah, let's... MoMA, Congressman Sejima, I think I'm gonna call it a... I'll come back soon.
You
Let's go, Iva.
Roger.
This is all really suspicious.
Very
What is?
confused.
Congressman Tsujima and the Kumakuras. There's definitely something going on there.
I agree, but I am not sure it is linked. We need to do further investigation.
Who are you? Impossible. So shiny.
You utter idiot. It's me.
Renju?
Do I look like Red?
Mizuki?
It's me.
Boss?
Date, Siri.
Then... Mom?
Idiot. I must have increased your dosage too much.
My dosage? Anyway, you're Iba, right? Why are you here?
I just thought I would project myself. You seem...
How are you doing this?
I am overlaying the image your left eye processes with augmented reality. You can't see me through your right eye, only your left.
You can't just pop into my eyeball without permission.
You do I looked into that. Unfortunately, I did not find anything in our...
I see.
However, I did discover some. Most of them come across as gossip or conspiracy theories. But would you like to hear them regardless?
Please. Come to think of it, you look kind of like you do when you're inside. What's that about?
What do you mean?
Well, you don't usually look like that. You have a Somnium form and another form.
Oh, this?
Yes. Why are you doing this now?
I was bored last night, so...
Huh?
I thought you would like it.
Why would I like it?
Well, I did attempt to shape myself to your preference.
If you could do that, change it.
I will not.
Why not?
Because I won't. I fear you would eventually grow tired. I just wanted to change my look a little. Think of it as a...
Pretty drastic haircut.
As I said earlier, but there is nothing currently linking them.
That's true. Victims were displayed. And their left eyes taken out.
It is possible that Shoko and Renju were They could have been killed and displayed as a warning. That would fit the current evidence.
Huh, maybe.
Yeah.
Mr. Tsujima currently resides. He lives in a mansion, but 20 years ago, in the Kawasaki district to be exact. He lived there until he was 40 years. The Tsujima family owned a vast... Adjusting for inflation, the land... The Tsujima family sold off its whole... 6 months later, the incident.
The explosion at the chemical plant.
This caused Kawasaki to become a restricted area. And of course, land prices fell drastically to less than 1/30th their original value.
Oh, so he sold off a ton
What are
of
your
land.
thoughts?
The timing
Right
is certainly suspicious.
before it
To sell
became
that amount of land
devalued.
just 6 months before it happened.
There is another interesting... After the accident, So Tsujima purchased all of the land back for just 1 billion yen.
So he's got 29 billion yen in his pocket and 1 billion yen of land.
Correct. Despite the horrific accident,
True. But it's not like he got anything out of it.
that would be true, but there is another important... After the land price... We will have to continue. I am receiving a call.
Is this Special Agent Dante? My name is Akaska from HQ. There's something that you need to hear.
What is it?
We got a phone call earlier from a prisoner at Fuchu Prison.
Prisoner?
We saved the call. I think you should give it a...
Number 89, was it? 87,
Who is
89?
this?
I think 89.
In here?
Yeah,
I've
89.
noticed. What is this call concerning? I know who killed Shogunadami, and if you let me out of here, I suppose you might say he will kill again, and he'll take their eye. Well, there will be more. If you want to stop this serial kill, I'll be seeing you.
Okay, so that still happens.
This has to be a prank.
That's what I thought. However, we got before Renju was killed. In other words,
You're saying he
yeah. That's why I thought I should...
Good idea.
Good luck.
Do you think there's anything to this?
I don't know.
Oh, Date.
What's wrong? You look like you have a lot.
Yeah. The corpse at Bloom Park.
Yeah.
So that was Mizuki's mom. Mizuki saw. And I just... But I didn't know! I knew her as Shoko Nadami. I didn't know that was Mizuki's... I want to apologize. I need to tell her that I'm sorry.
Okay, sure, let's flip through some.
You get asked out a lot, don't you? I don't know why you're sitting here behind a desk.
But despite my looks, I am a bit too old to be an idol. I couldn't get into it now.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I turned 36.
You're a kid.
Hey now. You're an alpha type, aren't you? I kinda like that.
Okay.
And I kind of like you.
Oh, but I'm a reptilian. Is that going to be a problem?
What's a reptile?
A reptilian human. They are said to be shapeshifters that...
Yeah, that is...
I don't know. I've only seen Renju.
I didn't think it was possible.
Though it is plainly obvious. This is his current body temperature.
That's what I thought. Have you forgotten, Ota? You don't want me to tell Iris.
Huh?
Well, wait.
You better start talking.
Okay. Last night, I was walking over to Sun, and I saw Ren.
Was he alone? Someone was with him. A man. No. A woman. Okay, look. I can tell you're trying to protect her, but was it Iris?
No.
Got it. So Renju was...
Okay, you're right. Renju came out of the... Tessa has nothing to do. She wouldn't murder anyone. She's an... Idols don't kill...
You need to stop putting her on a pedestal.
Tessa is a savior. The Tessa I know wouldn't hurt... The first time I met her, and I saw all this off, I lost sight of what I really wanted to write.
He is talking like a professional.
Yeah.
Then, by pure chance, and it made me realize... You don't have to care what people... If you do your best at what you believe in, your message will... That attitude is something all great creators need to have. After that, I became a huge A-Set fan and got over my writer's block. And I know I'm not the only one Tessa hasn't... A lot of otaku like me say that Tessa is their savior. So there's no way Tessa can... Nowhere. Just doing...
I don't know your normal...
I went to a dojin store to look at the... And I ate some ramen at Jiro's, and then headed over to the PC cafe to, you know...
Yeah.
That's normal. I haven't had a normal day.
It's normal for otaku.
But do you suspect her?
I need to hear her side of it. If I do, if you truly believe that she didn't...
But...
Do it for Iris. Mizuki didn't seem like she...
What? Oh,
That's right. I have no reason to hide it, but... Yeah, I spoke to Mizuki.
You're sick.
What?
Questioning? If I were writing a light novel, that's a...
What kind of novels are you writing, kid?
Around 6:15,
Where did they go?
I didn't see. They got into Renju's car.
What did you do?
I went inside Sunfish Pocket. I figured I would just go home.
What happened?
Date.
Iris, there's something... Come with me.
Okay, this is like really bothering me. Did we just like by chance choose the one option that advances the story right away? When I loaded it up, there were 3 options. I went to one of them.
Iris, please answer honestly. However, you do not have to say anything.
The right to remain. You're treating me like a criminal.
Not exactly. I'm just looking for the truth, and I would appreciate your cooperation. What were you doing from...
I was at home the whole time.
You're sure?
Yes.
Iba.
There is no noticeable
She isn't lying.
Not necessarily. We must consider the possibility.
With that kind of confidence,
Correct.
Renju's estimated time of death was... If Iris' story is true...
There is another. Even if Iris was at home.
You mean... I'll ask again. You are sure you were...
Yes.
Can I ask your mother about...
You can, but there'd be no...
Why is that?
My mom wasn't home. She came back home early this morning.
This morning?
Yeah.
Where was she?
I don't know.
You don't know. Come to think of it, Iris'
Hitomi did mention that.
Renju was my classmate. We've known each other for 20 years.
However, we have nothing.
But I am curious. What was Hitomi doing last? Here's what Ota told me. Yesterday around 6:50, you and Renju came out of the Sunfish. Is that true?
Yes. Mr. Okiura called me and told me...
Around what time was that?
5 p.m. I got ready. I guess I got there about...
Date. I checked her at 4:58 p.m.
I heard you used to work at Sunfish.
That's right.
How long?
A little over a year.
Working there that long, you're probably...
Yeah, I guess...
What were you doing with Renju?
He asked me about a job.
What kind of job?
He rented out Sunfish Pocket for a party. He said that it was an important party, but the girl he asked to do it originally got sick and couldn't come. But I turned him down.
Why?
Because I'm just an internet idol. I've never done any emceeing before, especially with important people being there.
What about the surveillance cam? Do you know where those tapes were stored?
What are you trying to say?
What did you do after you turned him down?
I left with Mr. Oki that must have been when Otis.
And after that?
I asked Mr. Oki. I got home at 7 p.m. I was home the rest of the night.
What do you think, Iva?
I cannot detect any. However, her story appears human memory is it. Her use of exact time.
That's true. When did you find out?
This morning,
And you were with Renju? You didn't think to call the police?
Oh, is that something you're I had a podcast to record this if I went to the police, and that would cause everyone. Am I a suspect?
It's not like that.
It's fine. It's true that I met with Miss, but it's impossible that.
Why?
I'm a teenage girl. Mr. Ohira is a.
Oh, she's got a point. A girl like her could have stabbed, poisoned, or shot him dead, but strangling?
No. You see.
Renju's corpse was discovered at the main, hanging from a beam on the. He was found. The wire was attached. One end was attached to a hook that was embedded inside Renju's jaw. The kegs hold approximately 20. They weigh approximately. The autopsy discovered a high concentration of. This drug is commonly. It is likely that Renju was in a state of compromised consciousness.
That's probably.
Renju's estimated numerous hemorrhages in the blood. The weapon used to commit the murder. The criminal likely wrapped it around Renju then The more precise cause of death is cerebral. In short, Renju was
I know this watch. It's Renju's favorite. I found it inside her pad me.
The oil drum is the type that has a lid empty. It weighs a.
But yeah, it's kind of
A heavy concentration. Renju was practically in a. He wouldn't have struggled.
So,
Wait a minute. Even if I was somehow.
The rest of it?
Like hanging up his.
How do you know that?
What do you mean? It's all over the news.
That's true. Renju weighed about 106, even if she used her entire body weight.
Right. It would be hard for her to do it with her but with a little ingenuity.
Ingenuity?
Sunfish Pocket. According to the records, the elevator stopped on the second at 8:50. The total weight detected in the elevator was approximately 310 pounds. autopsy however, no trace. This means that it is highly likely Renju was killed elsewhere and
310.
I don't think so, Date. This is irrelevant to the.
It went like this. First, Renju. Next, the wire was thrown over the beam. Then all you need to do is put the 3.
You think a teenage girl could?
I'm sure it was hard. The kegs weighed 55 pounds each. But that's not impossible.
I guess it.
After that, you hook the other end of the wires, and then...
The 3 kegs weigh. Renju weighs 5. But there.
What?
Considering the state of the crime scene, it's clear Renju was. If Iris is the culprit.
Hey!
I know. You're going to say you couldn't have.
Unfortunately for her.
How?
Watch being in the oil drum.
Do you know what this is? It's Renju's fear. This was discovered inside it.
Hey, Date, I know you're on a roll.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that it wouldn't be so hard to move a body if it were in a cylinder. You would just have to roll it.
So you're saying Renju's which is how the watch, but the suspect.
I'm not saying anything for just pointing out that
I didn't. You don't even have any. If I were rolling an oil drum in the middle.
you could have put it in a car.
I don't have a license!
Doesn't mean you can't drive. Even an AI can drive.
Are you mocking me?
Don't make sudden outbursts like that.
You insult.
Just be.
Who are you talking?
Anyway, if only you weighed.
That is none of your business.
No, I mean that your weight is. If the oil drum was used to transport the corpse, then the possibility of the suspect being around 105 pounds.
Why do you say that?
Now is where the elevator records. Uh, 310 minus 44 is 264. And Renju was about 160, so.
Iris.
On the second floor?
That's right. So, I checked before the corpse was discovered at 8:50, and we discovered that the total cargo weight on the elevator. Renju weighed 160. The oil drum weighs 44. Together, that's about 205. Subtracting that from 310.
This doesn't look good.
Why are you?
Now, this obviously doesn't prove a lot of people weigh 105. Or someone could have put 105 extra pounds in the elevator, sent it up, and taken the stairs to throw us off the trail. However,
Date, stop. Iris is acting strange. Don't turn around.
Why not?
Just stay put. Keep your eyes on the wall. There are several cameras in this room. 2 surveillance cameras installed at the corners of the ceiling, and 1 camera on a truck. I hacked each to gain access. Look at this.
What am I looking at?
She's fidgeting around. Is she doing something under the desk?
That's what it looks like. But we need to confirm something. We need to know that she's in fact...
Without turning around?
Yes.
How would I do that? Ah, shit. Iris, what are you thinking? What is that thing? Hey, answer me, Iris.
She's definitely hiding something, Date.
Wow.
Sync with her.
Such a... Okay, now in the other path, day 3 was when we synced with Congressman Tsujima, right?
Iris is experiencing REMs. The medication is working perfectly.
How about it, Date? Think you can do it?
Not a problem. Get it started.
Such a crazy
Time limit
difference.
is 6 minutes. So before time is up,
I know.
then let's begin.
And of course, the cutscene is gonna freeze on me.
What is this place?
It looks depressing.
Unknown.
Iris.
TV.
Somnium scan. Activate.
Barren, and yet so minimalistic. Oh, wow. There's a split here.
A CRT.
Oh no. You way we get a bad one. Nothing. Wait, no, there was something. There's a picture over the face.
Stop! Stop! Please!
What is this video?
It is difficult to believe, but these are the faces of the victims of the original Cyclops kill.
What?
We should continue. There are more objects to.
So.
A full body. Are you sure I can break this?
No.
Then why?
Just punch it. You see? It won't.
What was the point of that?
Point of that was to
5 minutes left, Date.
A full body. Can you talk?
Can you talk?
What?
What? Don't call.
Pervert.
Pervert. Stop.
Why do I have to get called up and twice?
help.
A full body mirror. A torso in the.
A torso?
Is there any meaning?
Can't say.
4 minutes.
A torso?
If it has a head,
What would you call it?
even my consciousness is.
While I was unconscious.
I'm tired of this.
A drug bottle that holds some.
There is no label.
It's probably dangerous.
I agree. Even in Somnium.
3 minutes, Date.
An operating...
What do we do? What? There's another TV.
An old... It's the world.
It's just static.
My generation has...
Right. You're only
Do not measure my age.
mature woman.
It's an operating...
Go at.
How does it feel?
Awful. Am I going to be... I'm restless.
Do you think they'll modify you and...
That's not... It's an operating table. Who do you intend on...
Can you just pretend?
Pretend? Nothing's happening.
Damn.
Perhaps you should have been...
You have less than 2 minutes, Date. Hurry.
A double door?
Okay, good. Nice short things.
It doesn't open. A full body...
No, nothing.
A drug bottle that holds... A syrupy...
Syrup?
If it isn't syrup,
Why is that here?
nitroglycerin, it needs to be mixed.
Mixed with what?
Acetone.
Acetone?
It is best that we do...
Right.
An old television. That video showed it appeared to be the second
What is going? Iris has something to do.
unknown.
Guess that means we have to invest.
Indeed. The oil drum, shelf, and a...
Let's go.
Try, but I think we're gonna have to.
Only a shell. That shelf sticking...
What's that ball on top of the shelf?
What?
A metal ball must have fallen off.
Why would anyone...
You have 1 minute
An
left.
iron ball. Where should I...
Throw it that way.
Understood. It is unexpectedly... All right. Now, a TV...
I hope this is the last time.
Which way is the new
It is a thick... It has...
Can you tell what kind of...
It is probably... Insect!
Don't get excited. Does this book...
I didn't know she left...
Well, we can...
True. We can... An illustrated reference book.
There it is.
An old-fashioned TV...
Please. Please. Help me. Help me.
This was the third victim of the...
Why does I...
There is a possibility that...
She even reproduced the circumstance.
Date, we have no...
Right.
Date, you've got less than 30 seconds.
A common gas... it is...
I think so.
Know where the next thing we're supposed to be getting
Time's up!
is. Locker.
Just a locker.
And now we don't have nearly enough time. Oh wait, that wasn't what I wanted to do.
It is some type of metal.
Metal?
Understood.
Okay, well, now we know.
A torso with a...
If it has a head, is it...
What would you call...
We'll take the poll.
4 minutes.
An old television. Only a shelf. An iron ball. It looks quite heavy. An old...
Three minutes, Date.
Just a locker.
Iba?
It's all right.
That I wasn't expecting. Okay. Sure, Rube Goldberg device. Why not? Iris A. I wonder if this was needed to see. The missing route on the other path. Still day 3. Oh, that's very delayed.
What happened in that Somnium?
We saw it too.
The 4 murdered women are without a doubt the victims of the original Cyclops serial.
That means...
The murders that occurred 6 years are these memory fragments that coalesced in this.
No. That means the person who...
Was that Renju?
Didn't I? The entire case, no matter how many times you...
Help me understand that. What I saw during the sink earlier.
Yeah.
So the person doing the killing was the original
Right.
Did you see him? He was...
I saw your face.
Oh,
the original Cyclops killer.
Can't be. That's impossible.
Date, you cannot say that. You have no memories past 6 years ago.
Oh my. Okay.
So perhaps, Mr. Date, you are the killer. You're missing your left, so you steal them from others.
I'm kidding. You can't be the Cyclops.
Really?
Of course not. Do you think I would hire a serial? You interrogated Iris. What you saw in the Somnium was just a manifestation of the fear you put in her.
Yeah, well, I mean...
The Cyclops killer appeared 6 years ago. I lost my memory 6 years ago. There has to be some kind of connection.
Yeah. Everything seems to be about 6 years ago.
There isn't. It's a...
Really?
Really. You can't dream of something you know nothing of.
That means Iris must know about the killing.
6 years ago,
Did she witness the crime? And not just one, but all...
Unlikely.
I don't believe there's any between the original.
Why is that?
The culprit is not the same. I am absolutely certain the original.
How can you be so sure?
Because I don't worry about it. Just trust me.
I'm wondering if Date is the original killer.
Remember what the boss said. The original Cyclops, after the investigation got going, it was taken over by the government. That was the last we heard. Of course, they paid lip service, but in reality... The sinker does not always... Dreams are pieced together. When using the sync machine for an investigation... True, oftentimes the subject will subconsciously want to express their dark secret. That is why we... And why those Somnia... But, this is... We cannot control the...
the Somnium earlier. I saw someone else. Who was he?
I wouldn't know.
Red figure.
It's like I told you before. Dreams are pieced together. This can be expressed Dream D. This, of course, means that Dream D, however, the same cannot necessarily be said about memory A, B, and C.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Those happened in reality. In other words, fiction is...
So what I saw in
Yes.
Mist.
Dante.
Got it. Hey, Iris. About...
Dream?
There is no point in asking. The subject of a sync does not they will not remember it.
Then what about the Cyclops killer?
Cyclops? I remember hearing it on, but I was just a little girl.
You don't?
No.
What about the scene of the murder?
I don't know. I've never been there.
But...
Dreams are pieced...
She probably doesn't even remember it.
You can't dream of something you know nothing. Date, could you take up?
Huh?
We do not have enough evidence. Even in Somnium, the law demands that...
You cannot decline.
Date could...
Sure.
Marble. It's a...
You know about that place?
Yeah, Mr. Oki.
Why do you want to go there?
There's something I want to...
We can't talk.
It might take...
What do you think?
There's no reason to refuse. Besides, there's a lot I want to... All right.
Not have expected this. I'm sure Mama's gonna have a lot to say about us being back the same day with a different... Oh.
Tessa!
Oh, Ota!
I was nihiling with Tess. She said she was going to I got here just before you... Look, she was about to be charged with... Oh, she said something about... She told me to watch the place...
How well do you know, Mom?
Not at all. It's my first time... No, you're thinking of the one I dropped it.
This actually works out nicely. It's about a Nile message. You said you wouldn't tell any, that you'd stay quiet. What were you talking about?
Well,
I'll tell her about the two.
Geez, fine, but...
What?
At the door.
Okay. This is a very This is going down a very different path than the other route. Why does it seem like the victims of one route are the villains of the other? So strange.
It looks like you're awake now.
A monster.
I tried. I thought you were passed out drunk.
But I didn't have a glass.
So you weren't drunk?
Didn't have a single drink.
No, I thought you were drinking. Just like the old. Ota?
I'd say he's too old to be called a...
He was already gone when I... All I saw was you.
Damn it, Ota. What are you...
It appears that he took off with
What were you doing during all this?
My power was shut down due to... I have rebooted in safe mode and am now
It'll be 3 o'clock in the morning, of course.
Date, the boss.
How am I gonna report?
Date, listen. Just now, the killer... Well, I sent the address to Iba.
Live streamed video?
Iris.
And she's still alive. Well, at the start of the video, she is.
No, that's...
The criminal is...
Iba, the source.
Identify the Okiura.
Okiura?
Date, we need to get to
Okiura again. Okay. I have no idea what's going on here, but it still seems like Iris is a victim, not a villain.
What's our ETA?
Our destination. 20 minutes is the fastest.
Please, please let me make it. That sick bastard.
A polar bear costume?
Hold on! I'll save you!
Ota!
Stay away from Tessa!
There's gonna be another annoying QuickTime event coming up, I can already tell.
No, it can't be. No. Stop!
not looking good. What the? Forward there. Ota's now in the Ota. It's a hell of a lot of dead main characters.
There you are. Finally. It's rare, but it's understandable. You blame yourself for this, beating yourself up about letting Ota get the upper. Am I right? Shall I tell you what? Ota Matsushita is a criminal stalker who committed murder-suicide. Ota had a selfish love. He was under the delusion that So Ota decided that he and Iris should be together in the afterlife. Killed her, then killed himself.
That's ridiculous. Ota would never And how do you explain the other two murders? Iris's left eye was hollowed out. Just like Renju and Those three murders were definitely the new Cyclops killer. There's no way that's Ota. Too many contradictions, like killing...
Such as?
The culprit was wearing a polo, but if murder-suicide was the...
No, it did. I understand. Him showing up in costume as the killer, then out of costume, fighting, and then coming back in costume to finish it makes him look like an attempted hero, just like what he was doing on Twitter with the creating fake antis for him to fight against.
Maybe he was the reason Iris and I came, making the president Renju.
Mizuki is Ota's close. Do you really think Ota would kill?
Shoko was... Maybe he was trying to get...
That's a stretch. They've been divorced for... Ota knows all about it.
Stay away from Tessa!
Ota showed himself on the screen. If he was gonna kill Iris and then himself, the only reason you would show yourself like that is Ota and the polar bear on the screen at the same time would... That behavior would be totally unnecessary if he was gonna commit suicide anyway.
Ever on the screen
well,
at the same
maybe
time.
he was... After he killed Iris...
So he lies down and... I don't buy it.
There are some additional I analyzed the investigation. Judging by his wound, Ota was stabbed in the side by a kitchen knife or something.
Are you sure?
I am.
Oh.
So he
Well?
did struggle.
Ota could have stabbed him. Maybe he thought it would be a fatal wound, but
Then, shouldn't we have recovered the...
maybe he threw it in the...
Boss, come on. Ota goes out to the water, stabs himself in the gut, throws the knife over the side, then walks back to...
Well, I wasn't being serious. I didn't think Ota was the culprit. I was just playing devil's advocate for HQ.
Really?
Yes, really.
Anyway, Ota didn't kill anyone, and he didn't kill himself. Here's what I think happened.
Stay away from Tessa!
Ota knew Iris was kidnapped. That's when he saw the culprit wearing the pole. He tried to fight him off, but ended up being stabbed in the side. He was weakened and losing blood. The culprit forced him into the costume, then under the ice cutting machine, and then...
Yeah, that does make much more sense.
Then...
I wish I knew.
We're up to 4 victims, but Ota was a special circumstance. He wasn't specifically targeted by the culprit.
Right. And he was the only one to not have his eye...
Because
So let's focus on the 3 other victims.
Yeah, he was...
Shoko, Renju, and Iris.
He was
What
just a
connects
loose end
these
that
3?
had to...
Connection.
If you find a connection between the victims, you find a connection to the culprit. That's the theory of investigation, right?
You think the new Cyclops killer is...
Maybe not.
Hitomi and Renju, they were high school classmates, and she did say that she... But I can't imagine she would... No matter what the circumstances...
Yeah.
Mayumi had motive for... Mayumi hated Iris. And since Renju is the... Anyway, the weak point is Renju's ex-wife, Shoko. I can't imagine why Mayumi would kill her. And above all else, she would never harm... Renju and Shoko work, but there's no
that we know of. We'll do this one, but yeah, the answer is so
Mizuki has this. Shoko and Renju were her parents. She was good friends with Ota, but that's why I could never believe. Thinking of her as a suspect is...
Yeah.
Renju, Shoko... There is a connection between Renju and but again... I know Renju, and I'm connected to Iris, but I have an alibi. Aside from Shoko, there's no... Now that I think, I don't remember killing. My memory's from 6 years ago. And if I start doubting myself...
Date, I can say without... I have been working with you for... I know better than anyone that...
I would not... did not...
I thought it over, boss. Of the people I know,
And no lead?
No.
Then there's only one thing you... Continue your investigate. Do whatever it takes to get justice for the victim.
You're right.
So many options. Wait, where's the... Can we get the menu here? I don't think we can. We'll go to cold storage warehouse. I want to make a save file here in a different save slot so that when we do have to go back, we can go back to the save slot that we loaded at the start of this stream. Do the 2 options that we completely missed because I happened to pick the option that advanced the plot first. Just weird. Every other time when there were multiple options, I had to see all of them to advance the plot. But... still weird hearing so many of the same sound effects from Zero Escape. I mean, I know, same creator. The menu sound effects, the heartbeat sound effect when he was driving.
No, nothing so far.
Okay, so they're not going to go with the running gag of him forgetting the...
A video camera, and this is what the criminal used. All of these items have been
pawn shops, thrift stores.
I have logged into the Wi-Fi at Okiura Fishery Co. However, I found the password written directly on the router. Anyone? I have done some research. As the name suggests, the company is owned by the Okiuras. Renju's father created the company.
Another connection to Renju.
No, actually. Currently, Okiura Fishery has nothing to do with Renju. The company has been managed by office representatives for the past 17 years after Renju's father died. Renju holds no shares and is not involved in the In short, Renju did not inherit the company from his father, and it was instead given to other persons.
But it can't be a coincidence.
It certainly is suspicious.
Yeah, we knew that.
This forklift, it does not appear to be functional. It has not been moved in
Right here.
I am sure you are all
Just before I arrived.
and the cause of death.
Right. Ota had a stab wound from a kitchen knife in his side.
Correct.
What was the exact cause of... Was it the knife wound, or...?
I cannot determine that. I can conclude that the knife wound was at least close to being fatal. Even if Ota was still alive on the workbench, if he weren't already extremely weak, we would...
But why? Why did the culprit put the costume on Ota?
Unknown.
To make it look like a murder-suicide.
Iris's estimated time of death and cause of death have been confirmed. The video was not a recording.
Which means Iris's time of death is 3:20 a.m.
Iris also had her
Yeah.
and like Renju and Shoko. Date, we should get officers from the local We will not find anything of...
Yeah, you're...
You can ask CSI to...
Alright.
That's right.
Date,
He's suspicious.
I have to talk to you.
Huh?
About the original site.
Why this all of a sudden?
Because I want you to solve this. I want you to find who did this and bring them to justice. So, if I can help you, even a little.
Why didn't you say anything at Abyss?
The boss was there. I couldn't speak openly in front of her. So, I decided to meet you.
All right, let's hear it.
Earlier, I told you that I was completely certain the original Cyclops killer couldn't have committed these crimes. I am absolutely certain. Let me explain why. I'll start by telling you although it's more accurate to say killers.
More than one?
In the first series of killings, the culprit had an accomplice. One of them was born a murderous psychopath. The other is Rohan Kumakura, the previous chairman of the Kumakuras. They each had a role to play. The murderer committed the homicide, and Rohan removed the eyeball.
But Rohan's dead.
That, I don't know.
The details of the original Cyclops serial killings case have become nebulous over time. Even the official investigation material contains nothing of that. I am unable to draw any conclusions.
You really have no idea?
If I did... He was born with a brain. Due to damage to the posterior pituitary gland, he was unable to properly secrete oxytocin.
Oxytocin is a peptide hormone linked to feelings of love, affection. It is colloquially referred to as it causes a tranquilizing effect which improves mood and relieves stress. It is normally secreted when the body makes contact with an object of affection, such as an embrace or caress.
I'm sure you know what this is. He was unable to feel love. However, his brain was wired in such a way that allowed him to feel satisfaction through. Due to the unique idiosyncrasies of his brain, he was able to release large amounts of dopamine and by performing
What was it?
Killing.
Murder.
Dopamine is a hormone linked to the pleasant feeling attained through. Endorphins are a kind of brain narcotic. They dull pain and create a...
He got pleasure from killing people?
It's slightly more. Killing people was the only way he could. He was 12 when he took that enlightened him to the pleasure of murder, which he would do again.
Who is he?
18 years ago, Rohan took a woman's eye. She was already dead. He put his finger into her. The reason why was simple. He was fascinated by their beauty, stimulated his greed. He needed to have them, driven by this instinctive. From then on, he was very particular about, but even being the head of a Yakuza gang, his deepest, darkest desire went unfulfilled for years. However,
Weird.
the aforementioned the Cyclops killer would commit thus a mutually This was the origin. At about the same time, you were assigned to Abyss.
The original Cyclops killer,
There were two
and one of them was the former chairman.
Rohan committed suicide.
That means... Pewter, tell me, one of the original killers is... That means one remained. Who is he?
After his fourth murder, he was arrested by... They actually picked him up on other... But, in any case, he is
Number
currently
89.
serving a life...
Fuchu prison?
Yes.
What's his name?
In prison, he doesn't have... He is simply called Number 89.
Number 89.
I know who killed Shook.
Well, that explains
So,
the
now you
connection.
the original Cyclops killer. One is... Neither of them had the opportunity.
Now I feel like I have to go to the Sagan residence right away.
tell me. My entire... Is there anything at all...
I don't know if this is important.
No, please.
I may have told you that I met Renju's wife Shoko twice. The first time at the wedding, the second time a month ago. That second time was in the waiting room of the prison.
Prison?
There's an acquaintance of mine from when we were younger. I visit them a few times a year. And by coincidence, I don't think she noticed me. I recognized her as Renju's wife. She was there for the same reason I was.
Do you know who?
No, I don't. We didn't talk.
Which prison?
Fuchu Prison.
Fuchu.
Prison?
Oda was one of my students. I taught him in elementary. I heard it from the police. Oda tried to help. I don't know. Iris was my everything. We always went, whether it was buying clothes or taking a walk or going shopping at the supermarket. When her hand was too small, then it was 2, then 3. But eventually, she started crossing her arms, even though she needed constant. Her memories are a part of this room when she was a baby. One day, she tore up her picture book. Another time, she drew with crayons all. She painted my portrait on scratches on the floor, chipped plates, burn marks on the table, stains on the cushions. Everything you see. It all holds a but
I'm sorry to have bothered you. I'll be going now.
I don't know what to do. Thinking about her. Dante, please, you have to catch them. Please. Please.
I will. Trust me.
This is gonna be fun.
Is your... I heard from the police because you didn't. My boy Ota got...
Date, I looked into the... Mayumi confirmed Ota's...
I see.
I'm sorry. Did you not hear? I said...
Date, she is in no state to...
Yeah, you're right.
Right, I was wondering what good my own residence would be, but it's Miyuki's residence too, isn't it?
Mizuki must... about Iris.
Of course. The news was distributed not just in Japan. 3 days ago, Mizuki... 2 days ago, this morning. It is completely understandable.
Can I be left alone?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Iba, contact a bit.
Understood.
Are you okay?
Huh?
About last night. Well...
You know about it?
It's on every You have the face of a ghost.
I don't need a drink. Do you have anything?
Well, I do have...
Tell me.
The Kumakuras... Remember what I told you? That there's a relationship? Shoko also has a... You know about her dealing.
So basically, 2. That must mean they're involved some...
Not 2.
3. Iris?
No, not that one. He came here last night.
Ota?
Yes, from... He's linked to the Kum...
What?
Have you heard the rumor? The Kumakuras own a... They of course look legit, but I'll call those real estate companies the KE to keep it... The KE followed in So's footsteps. They bought up land in...
What does that have to do with Oda?
Now, have you heard of the plans for the So was...
I was born and I remember the landscape of... But look at Kaba. When I see images of the destruction on television, my heart ached, but I promise you, Casino Town Kabasaki will...
After that, So he submitted the bills he needed to the National Assembly after drumming up support in the right place. The bills passed, and it became...
Decontamination efforts therefore increased at the moment. The area, however, the air in Kawasaki is currently purified to such an extent that it has no negative effect.
If the plan goes smoothly, and all that land is owned and by So, the land he bought back for $1 billion will be worth 10 times that soon.
He's involved in some
I see. So he sold a bunch of land for 30 billion, bought it back for 1 billion, and now it's making
This
its
is
value
just another
go up
rumor.
again.
The chemical plant exploding was no act
by So and the Kuma.
But there's no... It's just... What?
Ota and the Kumakura.
Oh, you know how Matsushita died?
Yeah, it is.
The chemical plant explosion made time. Foot traffic went down. No wonder it closed down. Ota must hold a grudge. Someone caused. And if it was intentional? Oh,
okay.
That's how I link Ota to the...
Okay.
Thank you, Mama. I don't know if what you told...
Oh.
No.
I'm glad I can help.
Well then.
Come back any...
Where did she go?
Well, she isn't.
True. What are you doing?
I thought thought it would be easier to talk.
What do we have to talk about?
A summary of the investigation.
What summary?
That's not true.
Huh?
I was curious, so I did some about number 8. Unknown. I cannot determine if they... Approximately 1 month ago, Hitomi Sagan witnessed Shoko in Fuchu Prison's waiting room. I am unable to say for certain that the person she was there to visit was number 89. After all, Fuchu Prison...
But number 89 knew...
I know who killed Shogunadami.
It is possible. As you know, he is an assassin with He is currently serving a sentence at Fuchu. He was imprisoned 6 years ago.
That's what Pewter told us.
After his 4th murder, he was...
Unknown.
You don't know?
No such person is listed. It is possible he is a foreigner, but... However, I believe it is... Pewter claims that there were 2 culprits. One was the former chairman of the...
But Rohan committed suicide.
That leaves 1 culprit.
But number 89 couldn't pop. He was in jail when each of the murdered.
Correct. However, I do not believe it is accurate to...
I know who killed.
If he was telling...
Yeah.
Let's talk to number...
Alright. However, we need no... We can bring him to us. If we plan on syncing with him, it would...
Can you arrange...
I can.
Boss is seeming a little suspicious herself. Don't know why. But what is his connection to all of this? I mean, he was the first. But obviously he wouldn't.
Sorry
do
to interrupt
this.
your busy day, but I need you to tell me something. I'd appreciate your cooperation.
Yeah,
About a month ago. Was she there to see you?
that's right.
What did you talk about?
No.
Nothing special.
You're in no position.
I'm not She didn't come to hear me.
Then why did she come?
To meet me.
Meet you?
She probably just wanted to see me.
Burkina Faso is a...
I don't have time for your joke.
Number 89.
You're real...
I don't remember. A long time ago. I don't remember exactly.
What's your relationship to her?
A physical one. I'm kidding. She was just That's right. I was one of the culprits behind the case. One of the 2 Cyclops.
All right, let's get right down. 2 days ago, you called. I know who killed Ch.
That's right.
Who?
Hey, don't be. We haven't agreed on a deal. You're gonna let me out of prison.
It's done. You've got it.
All right, but to explain it might take some time.
I've got nothing but.
Then let's get started. The story of a lone.
Okay, so we're going to learn about Hitomi and Falco.
Once upon a time, there was a detective. Let's call him F. Found the evils of the world intolerable.
Oh,
F
so
had
he
no
was a
parents, no
detective.
siblings, and grew up in an orphanage since he was born. He suffered every kind of abuse and it led him to despise all the evils of the world. One day, F was chasing a thug down someone wanted for the assault and murder of women.
Okay, I get it. I'll just throw down my knife. Here. And you lower your gun. It's fine. I got nothing else. I'll go quiet. You know, I've been going to a special hospital. Even if I get caught, it's all good. I'll come right back. What should I do next? Just thinking about it.
The culprit was, but F never served. The case went to trial for some time, but it was determined to be self-defense, and he was declared innocent. If the truth got out, it would be a huge scandal for the police. People at the upper level were terrified of what might happen, so they had evidence fabricated. F wasn't suspended or disciplined at all.
This sounds way
After
too
a while,
realistic.
he returned to his job like nothing happened.
Disgusting.
That was a turning point for him. He was ready to shed the morality that was weighing him down, holding him back. F still wanted justice, and he was willing to dispense it to the immoral, one by one. He became an assassin, a lone gunman. He was his own. F believed that he was judged, but it didn't last long. One day, F got rid of a criminal we'll call X. X was responsible for defrauding and killing an innocent old man for his life insurance policy. Turns out, X had connections. Someone wasn't happy that he died.
That was something that
Rohan
the Kumakuras did,
chairman
yeah.
of the Kumakuras. X was a top executive of the Kumakuras at the time. Rohan ordered his men to find and kidnap F.
Knew that was a type of fraud that the Kumakuras committed. So, he killed someone with the Kumakuras. They kidnapped him.
I've done some research. I know you've cleaned up at least 18 pieces of scum from this earth. But somehow there hasn't been a single criminal investigation. They're all treated as suicides, accidents, or natural causes. Amazing work. I'm impressed. How about you work for us? Of course, you have the right to say no, but it'll be the last word out of your mouth.
F was trapped. Even if he somehow survived, he would be looking over his shoulder for the rest of his life. He had no choice but to take. Thus, F's self-employment came to an end. He became a hired gun of the Kumakuras. Rohan even gave him a code name, Falco, named for the falcon, a bird of prey.
Okay, so Falco's not his real name either.
Falco didn't quit his job as a police officer, though. He worked as a detective by day, assassin by night, at the will of the organization.
Oh, he was
An ordinary killer would need motive to take a life, but not Falco. It didn't take long to destroy.
That's a big difference from what Pewter told us.
Time passed, and a few years back, Falco, who by this time was exhausted in body and spirit, made a fatal mistake. He missed his mark and ended up taking a bullet to the stomach. Somehow, he managed to escape. After reaching a nearby shrine, his legs finally gave out under him. He had no strength left. He put his back up against the shrine and let out a moaning breath that he thought might be his last. But at that moment, in his darkening vision, he saw a woman approach. He watched her take out her phone, and at the same time, he heard footsteps of at least two. He knew immediately that they were. He sprung into action, grabbing the woman and pulled. That was the first encounter between. She was a teacher at some school. It was like she was from a totally different. Listening to her talk, she was his only contact with the ordinary, mundane world. They met in secret a few more times. Her smile and kindness were like a cold glass of water for Falco's parched heart. Falco started to become himself again. He swore on his life that from then on, he would live for her.
That sounds more like what we know from the other route.
So, you wanna... Fine. You've done a lot for us, but... there's one final job I want you... It's not this woman and her daughter. Should be simple, no?
Rohan handed Falco up. It was the teacher Falco met, and her daughter. She had just turned 12. Why the two of Rohan as usual, and Falco had no intention of, but if he didn't, he thought, how is he going to keep them safe and get out of the... He couldn't find an answer, no matter how hard he thought. He was backed into a corner, and then...
Rohan knew. That's why he did that, because he knew that the reason that Falco wanted to go clean was because of Hitomi.
Why did you stop? You mentioned a detective. What's the connection between... Was that the whole story? Hey.
This is a transit. Until I get a guarantee that you'll up, I'll give you half up front. If you want to hear the rest once they've cleared.
Date, it is
Computer.
Yes?
Start the preparation.
For...
What do you think? The sink.
Okay.
I have injected number 89 with the usual dosage. He will not be waking up anytime soon. Are you ready, Agent
I don't
Dante?
think of him as a bad guy, even though he's like a known killer.
I know.
And he's an assassin.
Let's begin.
And part of the first old Cyclops series. But despite his past, I guess because I first saw him through the eyes of Hitomi, I think of him as one of the good guys. It's weird, isn't it? But it's obvious he's not behind this. I mean, besides him being in... Yep. We recognize this.
Sup?
No, not... Sup? Why are you sleeping?
Because I want to,
Why are you getting mad at me?
Yeah, this rug feels so good on my skin, yeah?
Why are you suddenly a cat?
Playtime's over. Let's begin.
Stand up.
Is this the Sagan residence?
It definitely is.
Number 89.
That looks so... That's right.
What?
This was the
green.
Day one.
I do not think I can pass through it.
This was the day...
Really wants to hide it, huh? Okay, new plan.
One Somnium.
Somnium scan. Activate.
Interlock 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there a fifth? There's never been a fifth before. Nope, 4 as always.
This appears to correspond. A winter iris that...
I know.
It smells like a typical...
What is a typical iris?
Elegant?
Can't you just tell me what it smells like?
I had to search online for it.
Oh, right.
Why is it still the iris?
A picture.
Just a picture.
We have to.
It isn't coming off. It must be integrated.
Like you.
No.
Like me.
No. A winter iris.
You can do it. I believe.
Stop it! I got one! Aww.
Did the green stuff react at all?
A phone.
Hang up or ignore? Weird. Of course, it's a question mark.
It won't stop ringing. It stopped. What?
I don't know.
I guess...
Agent Dante, you've got 4 minutes.
There is some kind of... Jump in.
Jump in!
You do not have to shout.
Weird things happen. Nothing.
Oh.
I don't know why.
bottle would do something.
There is some kind of liquid.
That worked.
Did you find anything?
Well, there is some.
Cork.
What is this?
It's obviously not.
Perhaps it's.
It's not jelly.
A book.
Well, at least it's short. Things are getting doubled.
F does not have parents or siblings.
F.
It's a ceiling fan.
Is that like a giant desk?
A desk fan, only move.
Oh, right.
No idea what this will do, but absolutely nothing.
A book. Yeah! Are you sure this will.
It might. We're getting.
Oh, no, it did help.
It's ringing again. What should I do? All right. Who is this? What the?
You have 3 minutes, Date.
Okay. Well, we're stuck doubling, so.
What the?
This better not be another bad one. Oh no, it is.
It stopped. Aren't
I am curious.
you're a police?
We're going to go back to.
I suppose.
At least you didn't fit.
We have to go back to the end. Even at walk 1, we were already under 4 minutes.
Agent Date, you've got 4 minutes.
A book. Yeah! this will help us uncover number 89's secret.
Alright. Huh? That alone didn't do it? Oh, right. The liquid.
There is some kind.
Still a doubler. I feel like we have to try the other options to see if we can get a...
What the?
We probably lose more time by going straight to the right one. Unless we keep getting hit with another... No, we keep getting hit with another double.
You have 3 minutes, Dante.
God damn it. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna have to restart from the beginning soon.
A book. Ha! I wonder what these
I don't know.
Number 89.
Dante, 30 seconds.
A book.
Nothing.
This picture have space on it from all the way over there.
A picture. I don't have a pen.
You don't have to go that far. Hey,
I said blood, and besides,
still, I feel better if...
for example,
Body fluid?
Dante, you're out of time.
What is...
It's an eye.
Date, what are we going... Leave it to me.
You really beat the
Now I know. Date, there's no...
Shit.
Obviously restart from the beginning.
winter iris that
I know, I know.
Okay, start with picking it.
there is some kind of...
Order that. That double.
a book.
That's why we had to do that one first. This one is not double.
Agent Date, you've got 5 minutes.
I suppose. A picture.
Just a picture.
A book.
Let's just take this one regularly. It's not even as much time saved as a half or whatever.
Agent Date, you've got 4 minutes.
Wait, ignore was always
A piercing stare.
Yeah.
to do. Yeah, guess it wasn't the right thing to do this time. This is probably going to be a doubler. Yep. But it's fine. Wait, closed curtain isn't that much. So used to skipping that I started skipping it
It left.
It was the right thing
That eye.
Do you know something about it?
Yes.
You insane.
What? That's...
Hitomi? It's Hitomi. Understood. Hey, No, you.
Could you try it again?
I believe we.
But...
Let it go.
You have 3 minutes, Date.
It's
Well,
Don't you dare, Date.
Her stomach.
yeah. Yes.
She's extremely.
What did you say?
That she is stationary?
No, before that.
She's hard?
Tell me it's got it.
Date.
Wait, I forgot.
Could you stop me?
Hey, relax.
A book. Ah! What is this going to?
We're driving number 89.
By tearing up.
Yeah, I remember.
That situation was clearly. What?
Oh, Didn't even do that on purpose.
A book.
A green book.
I do not think there is any.
All right.
A skull.
Okay, let's try to get that 30 tiny out of here.
Would that not be
Dead. It's a.
All right. Sorry about.
Whose skull was?
Unknown.
Damn it, it's a dump one.
It's hit.
Well, we know that we're not getting a mystery, so...
Well, I suppose. She's hard.
Yeah, me too. Sorry, nothing.
It's Hito. What?
Kiss her.
You. Like.
You are like one of my.
Yes.
Like an alter ego.
Yeah.
Then it's like me kiss.
No.
You sure? Because that was making.
Could it just be only your heart?
Didn't do it. What else is there?
You have less than 2 minutes. Hurry!
Switch is still...
It's a ceiling.
Is that like a giant?
A desk fan only moves. Blow on it. Ah.
Oh. Who is that?
What do I do?
Let's
My...
Maybe it was? Oh, holy. Times 3.
No! Stop!
Except that clearly didn't happen. Because Tomi's alive and Rohan is dead.
Stop right there!
Boss. Well, we made it through, and that wasn't a branching one.
Date, this is a serious matter.
Alright.
Where's Boss?
Huh?
Boss, where is...
I don't... I haven't seen her since about... Damn it. Date, listen. Something...
Huh?
Please stay calm and... So Sejima's body was... He was cut into pieces and put inside a vase in his mansion.
That can't be.
The housekeeper found him and reported it to the police.
So
One more
Sejima's
thing.
dead
So
too?
was missing his...
You mean the Cyclops killer?
Probably.
What is your next move, Date?
We'll deal with Sol. Before that, I need to talk.
I suggest checking her office.
Good idea.
We're running out of suspects because everyone's turning up victims. I'm suddenly realizing that 12 years old is... Oh. Okay. I turned that on without even realizing. Okay. So let's pause that now. I'm realizing that 12 years old is a recurring theme as well. It's how old Iris was at the time of the first Cyclops killings. It's how old Mizuki is now. It was allegedly how old the first Cyclops killer was when he took his first victim, although I have serious doubts about that.
What the hell is going on? What is going... Hitomi was shot by Rohan to protect number 89. Boss. Why was Boss? Because it was a dream? Was it completely random? No, that you can't dream of a face. Number 89 mustn't. Iva, can you...
I will try. Logging in. I have recovered some video. It was uploaded only a...
Open it.
Guys.
Sosajima. Why? Why?
Boss. Huh.
Boss?
I thought Boss was suspicious, but this actually seems too suspicious. This seems like a fake. The case remains unsolved. I'm not sure if I like that it's prompting me to save. I guess the same. Yeah, we didn't reach any branches. Oh, locked. So that means we can't continue this route until we get something from another route. Is that what that means? I think that's what that means. That is what that means. Well. I think maybe that is a good place to call this stream. And then I'll have lunch. It is about 20 minutes to 1. And then I'll come back. I was going to just load from the other save, but I realize now that that wouldn't save everything that I had done here, which would mean I would have to redo it. Stopping?